Alright, it's weekend, things are about to get real spicy 1 or 2 systems away from this location. Very soon I'll be finishing up with the Bhaalgorn. The goal on this ship will be achieved, I believe, throughout the next month. So far, this ship might be one of those ships that I might end up using even after I complete my goal. But the next battleship is most likely going to be the Typhoon 2, or who knows, I might decide and whip out the Barghest. Although I kinda don't like the Barghest because it feels a little bit weird flying it, but we will see what will happen. I'm very excited to see the ending result with the Bhaalgorn. Did change the build a little bit, made the ship 30 to 40% more tanky with one of the new nano cores that I've bought for this ship. And well, so far the Bhaalgorn did not disappoint. In fact, the Bhaalgorn did surprise me quite a bit. But with that being said, it will be time to undock and well, let's see what will happen. Right, well, what do we have here? Krios on gate. Interesting. Well then, Krios got hit real hard there. Almost got destroyed in one hit. Okay, Magnet jumped in. That will be the next target. Oh, interesting. We might have a new challenger approaching. Let me unlock the targets. Oh, alright. Chimera has jumped in. The Chimera has aggressed. Okay. Time to test out the Chimera's DPS. This is about to be fun. I see that the fighters have been released. Not quite sure what the fighters are doing. I'm taking some weird damage there, not quite sure what's hitting me. The Chimera has 3 Nosferatus, 3 large Nosferatu. Capital Nosferatu has not been released yet. Alright, now the fighters are doing some damage on my shield. The DPS doesn't look to be that dangerous. About to see how much damage it will do on my armor. Okay, it looks like my armor is holding with dual armor repairs. They are doing very little damage. Well then, I believe it will be time to start opening fire. Alright, it should be safe, although I'm shooting a carrier. Nothing safe about that. This gate is kinda in the way. I need to get within the web and point range on the Chimera. Okay, Chimera has been webbed and pointed. I'll just quickly orbit around a little bit. We'll have to go around the gate. My lasers are not doing too much damage. It would look like the carrier has a lot of resistance. Chimera is primarily a shield tank carrier. Very powerful shields. The gate is not blocking my line of sight anymore. That means I can go behind it. Chimera is using active shield tank. They are approaching the gate slowly, and I believe they are very close to jumping, so I will have to go and ram the target. The thing that I've been doing quite often lately. I have been ramming ships left and right, and this time I'm going to ram a carrier. I would say they have dual capital shield boosters, most likely also using capacitor batteries. Yep, the gate is quite close. I believe they are very close to jumping. Okay, Chimera has been rammed. Let's repeat the process. Did move them a little bit from the original position, although haven't moved it enough, so have to ram the Chimera a couple times. They have launched fighters. They're using me as a capacitor battery, although capital modules use a lot of capacitor, so large Nosferatus are not going to be enough to sustain the modules on the capital ship. Okay, let's repeat the ramming process. The whole crew is ramming the Chimera. Very interesting. The shield tank on the Chimera holding quite well so far. Not quite sure how much my Nosferatus neutralizers are working on emptying the capacitor. They should work. It's a Bhaalgorn after all. We have several battleships aggressively ramming the Chimera away from the gate, and so far with good results. The Chimera should be around 13 kilometers away from the gate at this moment. Well, the combined mass of a couple battleships are enough to push this capital ship away from the gate. Yep, they are definitely unable to jump at this moment. Chimera at 50% shield. It is slowly going down. They still have capacitor. They have been scrambled, they have been webbed, the shield slowly fading away. They are 13 kilometers away from the gate, unable to jump, unable to use the jump drive. Chimera now into armor. I believe they also lost capacitor. At the moment they're definitely using capacitor batteries to boost shield, but the armor has been penetrated. Now they are taking hull damage. the Chimera is slowly going down. A little bit of hull left. And the Chimera has been destroyed. Well, enjoy the firework. This is going to be a beautiful explosion. Great work to everyone who participated at shooting down this Chimera. Was a very nice catch. And great teamwork as well. Fantastic response time. Basically everyone logged in the second I have sent out the ping. Let's take a look at that wreck. Well, that looks interesting. Well, capital wrecks are usually looking very good. The last one was the freighter that has been destroyed on this very gate, and now this Chimera has been destroyed on this very gate as well. Very interesting. Overall, that was a nice fight. Surprised at the tank on our fleet.
Warp drive.
All right, well, let's take a look. Let's pick the good old Ashimo again. I wanted to show you something very funny that happened to me a couple days ago. So, as usual, I logged in. I have been scanning with the Ashimo for a while now, and there was a Drake inside of this, I believe, Inquisitor. Yeah, it's a Inquisitor anomaly. So let's jump in. The Drake has not been notified that I have scanned, so I still have the element of surprise. The first room is clear, so that means they are in the third room. Let's warp in.
Warp drive active.
I have 1 point, 1 web, 1 Nosferatu and a scanner. I didn't dock to change the scanner into another web. I thought that I don't need that for a Drake. Right, well, there's the Drake, and this is not my favorite map. This is not my favorite overall position to be in. Because this map, this station here, that you can see moving around, has some weird bugs that you are about to see. It has a lot of invisible walls. Now you might be wondering, why is the Drake not warping away? Well, the Drake is stuck, and I'm also stuck, so we are both stuck at this weird position. Now I'm trying to find a crack in this invisible wall, but so far not quite successful. I'm moving very slow with the mic web drive. The Drake is also kinda moving very slow. They're definitely trying to warp away, but it's not working very well for them. As for my Ashimo here, well, I'm moving somewhere at 390 meters per second, which is still very slow for this ship. So I have to move away from this weird position, and thankfully the orbit did kind of put me in a good trajectory. Now I'm not in the invisible wall anymore, although I believe the Drake is still in the invisible wall and they are still stuck. So that was a very clumsy start, but eventually I got out of that weird position. The Drake has a large neutralizer, and it did impact my capacitor. The large Nosferatu that I use is not working because the capacitor on the Drake is already empty. I have to use my large shield booster very wisely because I'm also running out of capacitor on the Ashimo. That's how you beat Blood Raider ships. You need to have capacitor batteries and use the neutralizers against them. Eventually they also run out of capacitor. In my case, I did noticed that on time, so I stopped using the micro updrive and the large shield booster. The Drake is slowly falling down. They're still stuck inside of the invisible wall, so they can't warp away. Even if they have stabs, they can't warp away because the ship cannot reach the warp velocity. It also can't align. I'm at 23% capacitor, and the Drake has been destroyed. That was a very nice and a very expensive Drake as well. Very surprised at the price of this Drake. My shield was a little bit low, but everything was under control. Let's loot everything. That wasn't bad loot, was actually pretty good. Alright, back in the Bhaalgorn. We have tackled an Abaddon on that gate over there. Now I'm rushing to help. Although rushing with the Bhaalgorn is kinda difficult. This ship is very slow. One of the slowest battleships in the game overall. Not the slowest, there are some ships that are slower, but one of the slowest. Landed on the gate. Now let's jump in. Okay, what do we have here? Now, as I rammed the Chimera, I'm going to attempt the same thing on the Abaddon, because they are close to the gate. They still have the aggression timer, so I have enough time to approach them. I have around 45 seconds to approach and ram. They are already in low armor. Approaching the ship. Any second they are going to be rammed. Alright, excellent. Excellent angle, and that was nice. They're now a little bit more far away from the gate. Let me take range. They are using 3 armor plates. Not quite sure if they have capacitor batteries. If they have, then they can use the armor plates a little longer. If they don't, then they will lose capacitor and they will lose tank. The Abaddon is trying to turn around and reach the gate. Well, that means let's ram the Abaddon for a second time. We have went through the armor. Now the Abaddon is in the hull. Second successful ram, and the Abaddon has been destroyed. Very nice. Very nice teamwork. Alright, let's return to the gate. Now, there was more of their fleet in the low sag system. One jumped from this location, but for some reason they didn't warp in. So that was kinda weird. I expected more ships to arrive, but it was only the Abaddon at the moment. In any case, that was a nice kill. So far, so good. Everything under control. Well, back in the Apocalypse Striker, one of my personal favorite battleships in the game. We are waiting for a jump command to crush another gate camp that's around the corner. That's literally behind this gate here. We have several battleships, couple cruisers, and I believe we have one frigate. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, one of the cruisers has jumped in. That means the next who's on the line to jump is the battleships and of course the rest of the cruisers on the gate. The command should go through at any second. I believe I'll have to get an nanocore for the nanocore for this ship as well. The Apocalypse Striker did serve me very well. It did survive some very interesting things, although the Bhaalgorn is still tankier, way tankier. But again, those two ships have several different purposes, and it's time to jump. Alright, let the games begin. 12 in local. Should be fun. Oh, I see bubbles. We have an Apocalypse Striker and 3 interdictors and a interceptor. Very interesting. Well, let's quickly remove the interdictors. They are moving very quickly. Primary will be that Thrasher interdictor. Okay, that's one down. We lost our interdictor. We haven't been fast enough. That was also kinda my own fault, because I've missed basically all of my hits. And the Apocalypse Striker did warp away, was also almost caught by our bellicose pilot. Well, that was partially a fail. I did fail very hard here because for some reason, I wasn't able to hit those destroyers. Usually, I don't have a problem at hitting these ships, but in this case, I messed up something, so I take the blame for the loss of our interdictor pilot. If I did shoot down those destroyers faster, then the Malar interdictor would definitely survive. But it happens, so I guess it's just part of the game. Now, we have received intel that there is another little fleet heading our way, and well, I just have to see what kind of ships they throw at us. So we're just sitting here at the gate. We have a bubble, although the bubble is currently offline because we expect a fleet to land on us. We have a sniper, and of course the Bhaalgorn as the bait, because everyone is after the Bhaalgorn. Everyone after the 60% or 80% of my kill mail value. There is a bounty out that I've seen on Eve Trade, still up and running, I believe. Kinda funny, the salt in this game goes a long way, but that's fine. I don't mind that. It's actually very exciting to have so many fleets chase this ship. The Bhaalgorn will eventually go down in Legends, but first I have to reach my goal with this ship. Same thing that I did with the Ortus. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, nice. Apocalypse Strikers, Armageddon, and that's an interesting fleet setup. 3 Strikers and 1 Tier 9 Battleship. Well, guess who is going to be the primary target? Oh, and a Malar interdictor landed as well. Well, you guessed it. The Bhaalgorn is the primary target. Typical. Typical, very typical. This has been the case for weeks now. Alright, well, I'm close to the gate in any case. Armor repairers up and running. I have dual armor repairers. Didn't have enough time to go and equip the third one, so I guess the dual armor repairers will just have to do. I have been webbed, scrambled, pointed. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere, that's for sure. They are attempting to ram me, I believe, but that was not good alignment. Both of these... Oh, and a Tempest arrived as well. Interesting. Well, they are definitely not going to ram me this time. They had their chance, but I did move for I did kind of anticipate that to happen, so I moved on time. So far I'm stable at 50% armor. Malware interdictor has been destroyed or has jumped through the gate. I believe it has been destroyed. I'm reaching low armor. With a third armor repair, that would be fun. But dual armor repairs can only rep that much. Still did hold out quite well. Wish I had a third repair. It's usually moments like these where I don't have enough time to grab the third repair, or if I want to go full tank, then I would go with 3 armor plates, but I prefer armor repairs on the ship for a lot of reasons. Well, that was fun. Very surprised at how long this ship did hold out against 3 or 4 strikers and a battleship. The previous Bhaalgorn build with this exact setup did last literally 40% less. Oh, and there's the interdictor, so it did jump through the gate. Very lucky indeed. Well, a little later we returned, and well, to our surprise, a Gila has popped out of nowhere, and well, the Gila got sniped by our Apocalypse Striker. That was a nice kill. Very surprised to after that little fleet passed through. I kinda hope that the fleet returns. We have a nightmare on grid now, should be fun. And a little bit later, unfortunately, the fleet did not return, but we did get this Talos, Tier 8 battleship, Tier 8 battle cruiser, not battleship. Yep, I guess it is time for me to go to bed because I messed up, called Talos a battleship. That's a first. That's a first. Interesting. In any case, ignoring my little mistake there, Talos going down. They are shooting at our bubble. Thankfully, our bubble very skilled, very tanky, so they are quite safe. And the Talos has been destroyed. That was a nice kill. That was a nice kill as well. Oh man, well, as you could see, weekend was very salty. Very salty indeed. We had some amazing kills and amazing fights throughout this weekend. I really am looking forward for more fights and more good kills like we had today. Overall, the Bhaalgorn is reaching the end goal very soon, and it will be the second ship that I fly with over 1,000 kills, which is interesting. Or my third ship, I kind of forgot. Need to take a look at the Cinnabal. I believe I have around 800 or 900 kill marks on the Cinnabal. It's been a while since I've flown that ship. But in any case, definitely looking forward for more fights in the Bhaalgorn. Looking forward for the next weekend, I guess, because that's usually when things get really salty. Hope that you enjoyed this little video here, and with that being said, stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.